What makes these 10 muscle cars the ultimate stealthy sleepers? Well, it's simple. They're the kings of deception, and we're very much capable of being completely invisible until it's too late. And nobody mastered this art better than American muscle cars of the 60s and 70s. Now, we're not talking about flashy GTOs or striped up Chevelles. These are the silent assassins, plain Jane family cars, hiding big block engines and quarter-mile crushing power under their humble sheet metal. From grocery getter Ramblers that could outrun America's sports car to rental car looking Bel Airs packing 427 heat, get ready for the most deceptive muscle cars ever built. Number 10. The Ford Mustang 289 HiPo. Stealth factor 3 out of 10. Starting off our list at number 10, we've got the Ford Mustang 289 HiPo. At first glance, it looked like just another Mustang cruising down Main Street, maybe on its way to grab groceries. But pop the hood and boom, there's a 289 V8 engine ready to throw down. The K code featured a 289 V8 engine with a sporty tune and 271 horsepower, meeting the performance expectations of Mustang fans. Real car enthusiasts preferred the 289 HiPo with the optional GT package, which featured a firmer suspension, upgraded equipment, and numerous exterior enhancements. Ford launched it in 1965 and kept it on the market until 1967. Especially if you chose the stunning fastback design, the 289 HiPo was the first Mustang that performed as nicely as it appeared. Number 9. The Buick Grand Sport 455. Stealth factor 4 out of 10. The Buick GS 455 holds a unique and intriguing place in the history of muscle cars. Similar to other GM muscle cars, the Buick Grand Sport was restricted to 400 CID. However, in 1970, when GM ended its restriction on engine size, Buick opted to launch a powerful model called the Grand Sport 455. This vehicle showcased the renowned 455 V8 engine with a 360 horsepower rating, enabling the large, heavy car to reach 60 miles per hour in roughly 5.5 seconds. This was incredibly fast in 1970, and its speed remains impressive even today. The power output was close to the 1969 GS 400, but the torque numbers were much higher. The powerful 455 engine produced more than 500 pound-feet of torque, establishing it as one of the most robust muscle engines ever. This attribute catapulted Buick to the forefront of the most potent models of the time. Because the vehicle was a Buick, they outfitted the GS 455 with satisfactory standard features and an extensive selection of additional add-ons. Picture all of that in a contemporary bundle. You'd receive an ultra-luxurious contemporary muscle car that provides a comfortable yet extremely fast drive. Number 8. Plymouth GTX. Stealth factor 4.5 out of 10. Plymouth added the GTX to the Belvedere lineup in 1967 as a high-end choice. This model was built on the identical platform as the Coronet, but with a significantly more luxurious design. Additionally, it came equipped with a standard 375 horsepower 440 V8 engine. Plymouth aimed to rival luxury cars of the time with the GTX. Therefore, they added nearly every available luxury feature and a unique exterior trim to differentiate the GTX from the other models in the lineup. The GTX was a sophisticated man's performance car with numerous features, a stylish interior, and exterior enhancements. Nevertheless, it solely offered a single optional engine selection, the powerful 426 Hemi. The 440 Magnum was the regular engine option, but for the top-notch Plymouth muscle luxury experience, the Hemi was the choice to make. But because it was much pricier than other Mopar muscle cars, the GTX was not very popular and is now considered rare. Number 7. Plymouth Fury GT. Stealth factor 6 out of 10. Although Plymouth was considered an affordable brand for Chrysler Corporation, it had a significant number of muscle cars and special versions in the 1960s and 70s. Their high-end muscle car was the GTX. However, in 1970, the Fury GT was introduced as the largest model to date. The Fury GT was a two-door version of the Fury sedan, but in coupe form. However, when in GT form, it was a large muscle car that had the ideal mix of inconspicuous appearance and strength. The renowned 440 V8 was located beneath the hood, and it was equipped with a 3-carburetor system and had 375 horsepower available. buyers had the option of selecting either the 727 Torque Flight automatic transmission or the 4-speed manual transmission. Nevertheless, opting for the manual would result in improved performance. However, despite its power and appearance, the Fury GT did not perform well due to its heavy weight. Number 6. The Pontiac GT-37. Stealth factor, 6.5 out of 10. Behind the strange name was a regular Tempest with a few performance options and an engine choice from the much more popular GTO model. This meant that customers with $3,000 could purchase a car ranging from 255 horsepower to 345 horsepower. Pontiac marketed the GT-37 as a GTO Light, however, it did not have the iconic Enduro bumper and rear spoiler. In 1971, the renowned 455 V8 was only available in a few cars. Basically, the GT-37 possessed the capabilities and components, but lacked the charm and reputation of the GTO. And as a result, sales suffered. In the span of 2 years, Pontiac produced approximately 2,000 of these overlooked muscle cars that were top performers. Number 5. Buick Century GS. Stealth factor, 7 out of 10. The Buick Century GS was an intermediate coupe with a colonnade style showcasing the distinct front-end design, just like the Pontiac and Oldsmobile Intermediates. The GS mainly focused on visual enhancements to imitate the aesthetics of earlier models. The 150 horsepower 350 V8 was the standard engine. Nonetheless, selecting the 455 Stage 1 big block could provide you with 270 horsepower along with updated brakes and suspension. This iteration showcased significant performance, making it arguably the final authentic Buick muscle car. Still, the production of Century GS Stage 1 cars in 1973 was limited to approximately 700 units. However, they provided them with a choice between a 4-speed manual or a 3-speed automatic transmission. Number 4. The Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS454. Stealth factor, 7.5 out of 10. In 1970, Chevrolet unveiled the debut of the Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo was an attractive car with only 2 doors, V8 motors, a pleasant cabin, and respectable speed. Even though the majority of Monte Carlos were equipped with the smaller V8 engine, it was still a popular choice among buyers who prioritized the luxury features of this model. Nevertheless, there was a single insane muscle choice available with the SS454 package. This variation was a genuine large muscle monster with a massive 7.4-liter V8 motor. It generated 360 horsepower and accelerated the Monte Carlo, which was heavy, to incredible 0 to 60 mph speeds. Paying only $420 more than the base price would allow purchasers to upgrade to this trim level, turning the coupe from a relaxed cruiser into a powerful performer over a quarter mile. Only about 3,800 individuals opted to go ahead with the purchase, making the Monte Carlo SS454 one of the most elusive sleeper muscle cars ever manufactured. Number 3. Chevrolet Laguna 454. Stealth factor, 8 out of 10. Despite being a high-end option in the Chevelle lineup during the early 1970s, the Laguna did not attract much attention, and now it is completely disregarded. However, in the past, Chevrolet attempted to increase the appeal of the Laguna by offering it multiple body types. The base engine was upgraded to the 350 V8 with 145 horsepower, and a variety of optional extras were available. Nevertheless, after a couple of years, despite their efforts, they decided to stop producing the Laguna. It is interesting to think of the Laguna as one of the final traditional Chevy muscle cars. This is due to the fact that they provided it in a 1974 coupe body style with the optional 454 V8 engine. Although the power level was low, the large 454 engine still generated sufficient torque to spin the rear wheels. Number 2. The Rambler Rebel V8. Stealth factor, 9 out of 10. This early muscle car is intriguing as it came about unexpectedly. Putting a 327 V8 engine from the Nash Ambassador into the compact and lightweight Rambler body resulted in a surprisingly fast muscle car. The 327 V8 produced 255 horsepower, which may not seem like a lot, but in the small Rambler body, it was sufficient for a 0 to 60 mph time of only 7 seconds. However, what made it even more intriguing was that only the pricier fuel-injected Chevrolet Corvette could outperform the tiny Rambler in 1957. Yet, the affordable Rambler's cost increased due to the stronger engine choice. Therefore, only a small number of buyers were willing to pay a premium to be able to outpace all other vehicles on the road. Due to this, Rambler only manufactured 1,500 of those vehicles. Number 1, the Chevrolet Bel Air 427. Stealth factor, 10 out of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the ultimate sleeper, the car that wrote the book on flying under the radar. The Bel Air started as Chevrolet's highest tier model before becoming a low-priced option in the full-size range during the mid to late 1960s. The Impala SS cars were sought after by the majority of buyers interested in high performance. However, the informed individuals purchased the Bel Air equipped with the optional 427 V8 engine. The Bel Air 427 epitomized what a sleeper muscle car was all about. It had a simple appearance, a two-door structure with B-pillars and plain hubcaps. You had the choice between the 390 or 425 horsepower options from the powerful 7-liter American Muscle. On the exterior, the Bel Air 427 appeared identical to every other Chevrolet. Actually, it looked more like a rental car than anything else. What makes it the ultimate sleeper? Well, while everyone was busy checking out the flashy Impala SS at the dealership, the real street warriors were quietly ordering these Bel Airs. No badges, no stripes, no hood scoops, nothing to warn the competition until it was way too late. By the time they realized what they were up against, all they'd see were those plain hubcaps disappearing into the distance. The Bel Air 427 wasn't just a sleeper, it was the sleeper that all others are measured against. And that concludes this list, 10 muscle cars that prove you don't need to be flashy to pack a serious punch. These elusive creatures were adept at flying unnoticed and outrunning everyone when it was crucial. So which one would you take for a spin? Or did we miss your favorite sleeper? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you like this journey through muscle car nostalgia, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. There's plenty more where this came from, so make sure you're tuning in. We'll see you next time.